Hi, Eileen here. Today's writing prompt asks the question, when have you shown persistence in your life? When did you show it when you were young? When did you show it when you were a young adult? This question, this question of persistence means a lot to me because, again, I think about my mother. I talked about my mother yesterday and how so often she showed so much persistence in her life, even in the face of great adversity. She showed it when she got us up in the morning and fixed us breakfast and got us dressed and got us off to school and got her own self off to work, a tough job. She showed it when she came home and cooked, got us to bed, helped us with our homework. She showed it on the weekends when she, cooked, washed, ironed. There was no drip dry in those days. We ironed everything. And of course, as we got older, we helped her. But those early lessons of persistence stuck with me. It was important for her also to tell us that not only did we have to be persistent, we had to work twice as hard. We had to work harder to be half as good, to achieve half the things. And she was telling us, giving us this message, like many Black and brown parents across the world, across the United States, have given their children, knowing that someone else is going to tell you you're not good enough. So I encountered that first person who told me I wasn't good enough when I transferred into a new middle school, and I was shunted off with many of the other Black and brown children to a general education program. And I looked around and I thought, well, those children are going to a college track. So I asked my mother to come up and talk to the principal, and she advocated for me, and it was important that she helped me get into a college track program. I encountered those feelings of shame and not feeling good enough again when I applied to college. My college guidance counselor said, "Oh, Eileen, you're not really good enough to apply to those colleges that you're applying to." I was applying to competitive universities and colleges. She told me I wasn't good enough. Um, Later, when I was accepted to all those programs with scholarships, I wanted to go back and show them to her. I wanted to throw those acceptance letters onto her desk and say, "See?" But of course, I didn't do that. I wanted to forget those hurtful words. I may forget the experience, but I don't forget those words. I don't forget her telling me I'm not good enough. I wasn't good enough. So it's important when we try to draw on thinking about our own health and wellness that we have to draw on that deep wellspring of our mother or our father or another parent, a grandparent telling us we are good enough. Because making our health a priority is going to be hard. So if we write now about experiences of being persistent in the face of adversity, if we think back and draw on that wellspring of strength, it'll lay a foundation for when we have to bring that new health story to life, when we change that narrative from one that's negative to one that helps us right to heal, to right to make whole. Um, so think about those times when you've been persistent and you've changed that story that somebody else might have been writing for you. You wrote a different story. You made a difference. You persisted. This weekend, maybe you'll catch up with some of the stories, writing prompts that you haven't had time to do, or just do your own writing. Um, I hope you have a good weekend, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Thanks.